Busy scenes like this is when a lot of watercolors start to feel stiff. There are bricks, leaves, flowers, shadows everywhere, and it's pretty easy to feel like you have to paint them all when you don't. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how you can keep up busy painting like this, simplify, how you can feel confident about where to put the details, what they matter, and allow the rest of the painting to feel fresh, connected, and believable. So what we're waiting for, let's start painting. Colors we're gonna be using magenta by Sminky, green gold, Daniel Smith, burnt sienna by Winsor & Newton because it's more orangey, neutral tin, Daniel Smith, French ultramarine, whichever ones you have, and also we will have sap green. I'm starting by laying the burnt sienna color behind the wall because I want to establish the warm feeling early. So I put some around this, which will be a leaf, and then I come with water, and then gray with French ultramarine and burnt sienna. We start making the bricks. I'm not trying to paint every brick here, just want enough information to suggest the wall. I get that one dry. I'm coming here with my burnt sienna and neutral tint, and then we'll drop in what it will be the shadow of the bricks. The idea here is to have enough information so that this is a wall, and the wall gives something solid for our flowers to stay against. Thick burnt sienna here at the bottom of the brick, and then I wet first and continue to build the tracing templates and reference photos are on Patreon. If you like to skip the drawing or you just like to have the reference besides all you paint, link will be below. Just sienna again, thicker, drop a few here. Then I'm gonna bring some neutral tint by itself, and then we're gonna encourage this to bleed out. It is time to come and put some of our leaves, the ones that are clustered here. So what I'm doing right now is the underpainting of the leaves. I'm coming with gold green, and then I added a very slightly touch of sap green to it. Put in all of these colors. We will come back with all the darks later. But what I'm trying to do is group them together so that it helps us simplify the scene instead of trying to paint every single leaf. Believe me, I understand the temptation of skipping this step and going right away into painting the flowers. Please don't. I can assure you your paintings will be a lot more stiff than if you do it this way. You go with the lightest color that you see and your leaves. Follow your reference picture, and then go with your finger if you had to. You say, well, where am I? Am I here? Am I there? Allowing for the white colors of the flowers to pop up by leaving them unpainted is gonna help us keep the magentas and the pinks bright. Not to mention that by putting all these masses right now, we're gonna help us simplify a busy scene like this and still make it believable. This is looking good, but of course I still gonna need a few leaves that are defined so that allow us for the group ones to feel like they all leaves. So because of that, I'm coming with a mix of green gold, sap green, and in some cases that's all I'm doing. Coming like these other ones, I come with the same colors, and then I make myself a mix with the sap green and the French ultramarine, and then just put some in the bottom while it's still wet. So as you can see, these type of paintings are not so much about putting details everywhere, but putting the details in the right places. I'm leaving them more loose, less defined, and some other ones I'm taking my time to make a whole leaf. This is one of the ways that we can simplify a painting like this. And now we put the other painting on our flowers. Some are using the magenta. For this, I'm using the colors really diluted because we want transparency, okay? Follow if you need to with your finger. Hey, where are my flowers? Because there's a lot of shadows around here too. Some magenta by itself. This other one is the magenta, but I added just a slightly touch of French ultramarine just to have variation. It's important that you keep your colors light so that we continue to maintain the transparency, because we're gonna come again, maybe 2 times. So I get into the point where I think I'm gonna let everything dry, because and the next stage is where I'm gonna start carving and clarifying, and I need all these colors to stay clean, so they need to be dry. What I did is I made myself like a purple with the magenta and the French ultramarine, and if it is too bright, which I think is slightly too bright, I can come with a hint of my neutral tint and darken it up. So this is going to be one of the colors. The other one, up till now we've been painting the leaves in the traditional way. Now we are ready to paint around them and make them appear. This is a different way where it's going to allow us to blend the background with the leaves and the magic happen. We will have another one with the dark sap green, and I also added a hint of French ultramarine and neutral tint. This is where I'm gonna start doing a little bit of negative painting. Some of these are shadows, so I'm coming with the shadows with the purple color that I just said, and a little bit of lost and found. So what do I mean by that? I put that and then I come with some water and I have like a lost edge. By putting this shadow here, I go with a little bit of water. The two leaves are moving forward. Negative painting. So I'm gonna get the impression of another leaf by coming here with a little bit of the darker colors, but not in full strength. Then I come with water. I put a little bit of water here and there with the purple, and then I go around it. Now, if some of them is getting inside, that's fine. In some areas, for example, I'm gonna come with the green gold, and then I can drop some over here, go with water, and do one of those lost and found edges. Yes, there are a couple leaves here in the top, the ones that are like at the edges that I want a little more defined. I'm gonna continue to do the negative painting. By the way, what is negative painting? Well, painting around an object. And some we're carving by putting darks, some we're painting them, and then yet some other ones we just want actual clusters. We don't need to spend too much time. As long as you allow maybe a little tip, you can just drop the color, mark the tip, bring some water, do the tip, and then this is all we're gonna do. Once we put darks, by the magic of our brain, it will read as a leaf. I'm leaving some of that, not because I don't want these colors to bleed, which less color gives the painting the bright, sunny kind of atmosphere. I'm gonna leave this here because we will come with some darks, and I'm gonna carve a few more of these. For that, I'm gonna do a time lapse. Building the shadows on our wall and allowing the colors to blend on the paper. These shadows are allowing the shape of our flowers to puff forward, and that's important too when we want to simplify a busy scene like this, because after that we are not going to need to do much more details. Let me show you. Take my time to carve around the petals. I want this dark because this is light, and light against dark is gonna bring forward. This is the purple that I did with the magenta and French ultramarine, and I added neutral with a little bit inside the green. Just a little, and then I'm gonna do the same thing here. This is gonna be the shadow on the wall. So some of these two colors will bleed other together. That's exactly what we want. We don't need anything else. Water only, and push it on the other direction. Oh wow, look at those beautiful transitions and beautiful colors. I'm gonna put here a few lines because the sun is hitting this way. This is in shadow because the flowers and the greenery is making them. But we still have a little, we wanna give a little bit of the texture to the wall. I'm gonna continue to fill all the darks that they are in between these, therefore carving my flowers to pop up. So I'm gonna once again put it in time lapse. And Now we're gonna finish the wall. So brown sienna, bring in some neutral tint color. We're gonna go ahead and finish this wall. And then yes, I'm not coming all the way to the flowers because I am gonna bring some of the purples to meet this color. Have these two bleed together. Some of the browns. As you go more inside the flowers, the petals, then you bring it out. Petals are appearing, and then as I go, then I bring some of it out. Then with the same brush that we put those colors, just tap, tap, tap. A little bit of the hard edges is inevitable, so that's okay. But in some areas, it's a little too much. I don't want that, so I come, while it still is wet, I come with a brush that only has water, and then I kind of take that away. I'm coming here with a little bit of the magentas, just water. I want it dark, but as it comes out, the shadows become lighter. Having a place where the two colors meet before one start getting lighter is important because that's what makes a scene like this be realistic and more believable. I'm building this shadow part in the wall the same way as the other, same colors, just lighter, more diluted. If you don't want them to spread too far away, just push them with the water and the opposite direction to keep them in place. Allow the darker colors around the flowers so they continue to pop through. And then put some of the brown siennas so that this part of the wall reads as if it is more under this. And now that all the darks have been put on it, you can see how everything has come together. Sometimes all it needs is to put find if this is a center, right? And then come out of the center with the dark color. And then just go with water, tap, tap, tap. Some you bring it to the top, and some other ones you just leave them halfway. And voila, then we have the impressions of a flower. So as you can see, we don't need to paint every petal or every leaf. You just group them together. And then by putting a couple darks, playing with color, temperatures and values, then our eyes is feeling these groups as those are the flowers. As you can see, this magenta and the French ultramarine make some gorgeous, gorgeous purples. I mean, some of these will be considered magentas too, but just not as pinky as the one who came out of the tube. But I'm loving it. Sometimes it's good to buy your tubes, but others it's nice to make your own blendings. Because I know that everybody's time is precious, and I don't want to bore you, but I don't want to skip too much. So I will appreciate if you let me know. You guys like me to just do 2 or 3 of these flowers for a sample and then just skip it? Do you prefer that I do that and then fast forward so it doesn't take all your time, but at least you get to see it. So I'm trying to find a balance of doing a little bit of each, but because I'm going here a little bit blind, I don't know how much of each one to do. Obviously, it doesn't make no difference to me. That's what I'm asking. At this point, the painting is basically done. However, there's a couple places where we need to put some details that is gonna make this painting look finished. So one way to simplify a painting like this is allow some lights against the darks. Some with defined shape and the other ones can be loose. This one, for example, is too bright against the other one, so let's just put a little bit, come a little bit with the sap green. I continue to want this to be light, but it cannot be completely like that because we have oneness to it. However, these ones are important because our brains read them as leaves, therefore it reads the rest as leaves. This one needs to be light, but I also feel like it's a little too much. So put some of that. And these little details is what it makes them feel more and finished. A painting feel more finished. I'd like all the white coming through. This is like a sunny day, obviously. Wherever the sun is hitting is casting bigger shadows. I would like to put the neutral tint and put a little bit of a line. We got some over here, but the sun hits, it kind of wash out the colors. And then I think that we can put, let's just put a couple greens here, kind of like it there. maybe stems. This is the one that is kind of lonely by itself, so let's go with water. Okay, so let's revise. I got enough detail there, enough detail here. Oh, actually I could come with brown sienna and connect these like they are not floating in there. Just get a couple darker with the neutral tint as well. And I'm gonna say that this is a successful painting. This is one of the ways where we can simplify busy paintings like this and still make them fresh and full of life. I hope that you're confident, that you feel more confident to tackle a subject like this in the future. Of course, the tracings and the reference pictures alongside the colors used, etc. are in my Patreon. I'm gonna link it below. If you wanna paint more flowers, I'm gonna leave something here for you to continue to paint with me. I hope you learned something today. As always, I thank you for being here, and I will see you in my next video.